Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alice Ritter and you are welcome to my channel. I'm going to be showing you today how to make this delightful Akara. Akara is made from beans, so we call it beans cake. In order to prepare this beans cake, we need half cup of dried peeled beans. If you don't have dried peeled beans, you can use any available beans, but you have to peel it yourself. I'm going to be using 1 cup of warm water to soak these dry peeled beans. And we'll be soaking this for about 1 hour. If you would like to prepare this in large batch, you can soak overnight and put in the fridge. The beans will soften. But here, I'll be soaking for 1 hour. I'm going to cover this and leave it for the 1 hour that I'm going to allow it to soak. You can leave it longer than 1 hour if you are very busy. But I'm going to be having this for breakfast, so 1 hour is enough. And after 1 hour, you see the beans have swollen up, and I'm going to be washing this. I'm going to wash it until the water becomes clear, and this is to ensure that any preservative that was added in order to preserve the dried peeled beans or any germs or the leftover beans skin, I'll be making sure that I rinse this very well, because I'm sure most of these are sun-dried after processing. Okay, so now we're going to turn over this dirty water. I'm saving this because I don't want this to go down through the drainage. Even though it's been peeled, you can still have a few skin left on some of the skin of the beans. And I'm going to wash this about 3 different times until I'm satisfied that the water is clear. So after washing this like 2 or 3 times, you can see that the water is now clearer than at the beginning. So now I'm ready to blend these beans. I'm going to be scooping it into the jar of my blender. I would have just turned everything over at once, but growing up, I learned to use my hands to pack it little by little, so that if there is any stone in the beans, you don't blend it with your food. Okay, I'm going to be adding 1 pepper. This step is optional. There are many times we've fried this without the pepper, but in order to give it that beautiful color, I'll be using this pepper. And because the pepper has a lot of water in it, I'm not going to be adding water to the mix in order to blend it. You know my love. I've already professed my love for chili in my previous video. So I'm going to be adding scotch bonnet to this beans and paprika to give it a spicy taste. If you are using this type of my blender, it's important to put the pepper on top of the beans, because pepper has a lot of water content. That way it helps the beans to blend without the need for additional water. You can see quickly the beans is blending well because it's blended first the pepper, and then the pepper is being mixed with the beans to blend. If you are using a regular blender, you can put the pepper first and add the beans, since you don't have to invert the blender. But with this type of blender, you should put the pepper or paprika on top of your beans. So this allows it to blend very, very well. I'm going to be using red onion to garnish this akara. You know, anything you cook with onion, it always have this lovely fragrance, and I personally love the aroma that usually comes from onion. That's why I'll be adding this to my akara. I'm going to be adding 1 egg to this beans paste, and this is because I like the way eggs gives this akara an extra texture. I'm going to be garnishing the akara, seasoning it with this Knorr powder, the multipurpose powder. I'm going to be adding sea salt, and I'm going to mix everything together using my whisker. And then I'm going to be frying this in hot sunflower oil. I didn't realize that the video has stopped recording. It was good that I checked, because you can see I've already fried the first batch of akara, but I will show you how I portion this in the second batch. I'm really sorry. So here, use a spoon that can scoop as much bean paste as possible to transfer the beans into the blended beans into the oil. And don't make the oil to be too hot. If it is too hot, the akara will not fry evenly and get burnt. So you can see I added enough oil that immediately I put the akara puree into the oil. Within 30 seconds, it's lifted itself from the bottom of the pot. So that's why it's good to fry with enough oil. It will not allow the akara to sit at the base. So this will be frying for like around 2 minutes at one side to ensure that it's cooked well at the other side. And after that 2 minutes, you will notice a golden color from the side, and then we'll flip it so that the second side also fries. Look at that. You can see it's not scattering into the oil. That's because it's not watery. If it is all watery, like I said earlier, if you're trying to flip the akara, it will crumble into the oil, and that's disastrous. Also, it will soak oil. So let's split one of the akara that I fried earlier and see the inside. Can you see that rich color that the paprika gave the beans paste? Look at that. This goes very well with a very hot and soft bread. So you can eat this with soft bread. You can eat this as a side to your oat, like oat porridge. You can use it as a side if you're preparing custard. I love this akara because it's like our Saturday routine back home in Nigeria. On Saturday morning, we fry this. It's so easy. So while we are cleaning the house, we just soak the beans and do our house chores. And when we are done, we just fry this, and everyone loves it immediately as it is coming out from the oil, like piping hot. I can finish this all by myself. So you can see that it's a very cheap meal to make just using half cup of beans. We made this much akara, and this is enough for a family of 3. Although I'm going to be eating this all by myself. See, look at that beautiful akara. Thank you for watching my video. Please remember to like this video and subscribe. Until next time, bye.